Welcome to 843 TV. I'm your host, Will Wareham with WHHI-TV. I'm coming to you today from the town of Port Royal. In fact, I'm standing right on top of the Cypress Wetlands, right off of Paris Avenue in the old village of Port Royal. And today I'm going to be joined by the mayor of Port Royal, Sam Murray, town manager Van Willis, and town councilman Tom Klein. So stick around for more 843 TV, where communities come to speak.
.843 TV, where Bluffton comes to speak.
Where Spring Island comes to speak.
Where Hilton Head Island comes to speak.
Where Beaufort comes to speak.
.843 TV,
where communities come to speak. Welcome to 843 TV. Today we're joined by the mayor of Port Royal, Sam Murray.
Yes.
Town manager Van Willis.
Good morning.
And town councilman Tom Klein.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here today, guys.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
And it's a beautiful morning. We're here, we're sitting actually on top of the Cypress Wetlands, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And this is just an amazing facility. Van, can you tell us a little bit about the history of this, you know, the walkways and the preservation here, effort that you've got going on in the town of Port Royal?
Right. This was originally a borrow pit that a lot of locals swam in a few decades ago.
Okay.
But back in the, I guess, mid-90s, the town started creating the kind of pathway around it.
Okay.
It was kind of an isolated wetland. It didn't have an outfall. So what we did several years ago is we saw some old aerials that showed that there was an interconnectivity between a system of wetlands. And so what we did was recreate that by creating the Cypress Wetlands. What we did here was finish the walkway as an amenity. It's about a 0.6 mile loop around the entire wetland, and it ties into the other wetlands that work their way down to the river. So stormwater filters about 3 or 4 times before it actually gets out into the Beaufort River. And what it also has become is basically a large rookery.
Yeah.
As you can hear behind us,
Yeah.
the egrets and some of the other species are here, and they enjoy the wetland. And normally on a day like this, you'll probably see 5 to 10 photographers out here looking
Right.
for that $1 million shot. So,
No, absolutely. It's really a fantastic place to come and really lose yourself from kind of the daily activity of life. You know, you can really come and step out here and become part of nature.
We even have an alligator or two out here.
There are?
Yep,
Yes.
alligator,
Raccoons.
loads of turtles. And the other amazing thing about it is it's in the middle of a municipality. It's in the middle of the town.
Right.
You know?
Popular.
And you, like you said, you get lost. You can walk around here, you don't realize where you are, and you end up on Paris Ave where
Right.
there's businesses.
Right.
So it's a great facility.
Popular.
And you might mention about the stormwater, how we use it for stormwater also.
Exactly. We can actually accommodate about anywhere from 11 to 15 million gallons of stormwater. And so this is what we consider the best management practice for actually handling, because we can filter it out. We need the water in these wetlands
Right.
to create the depth that protects those birds from other predators. However, it also allows us to treat it, like I said, 3 or 4 times before it gets to the river.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is a town project, right? I mean, there was
Absolutely.
no,
Correct.
this was funded by the town and the taxpayers, is that right?
Correct.
Correct.
And who upkeeps it? Is that part of your job, Van, that you manage the people who?
Yes, we do. We have a contract for maintenance, not only for the landscaping and the pathways that you see, but we also work with a statewide group that helps us with invasive species. We also have a naturalist that comes in and evaluates the health of the birds and animals that you see here, and she also tracks if there are any additional birds that are showing up. When we actually finished the work, we started to see 3 or 4 more different types or bird species showing up and coming on a more regular basis. We did some additional work last year. They kind of left, but they're starting to come back, as you can hear.
Yeah.
Very cool. And so you mentioned this was started in the mid-90s. And Sam, that was about, is that kind of when you started your tenure as mayor here?
Yeah, in the latter part of the 90s, I started my 10 years as mayor, but I was on council before that time. So I was here when this got started as a council member.
Okay. And so that's been over 20 years.
Yep.
And what are some of the other, changes in the landscape or, in the attitude or the population of Port Royal that you've seen during your time here?
Well, I've seen several things have changed in the town of Port Royal. I think when I became mayor, the population of this town was like 2,750.
Okay.
We're now like 11,600. So
Oh my.
that has changed quite a bit.
Absolutely.
I think we had one police car at that time.
One.
And now we're probably 10, 12,
Right.
20 officers compared to we had one officer back during that time.
Okay.
And they tell stories about it. We had a volunteer fire department at that time, and we had people who would get off their job and go fight fires. One of our councilmen, Bernard Lord, said he recalled a time that he had to take the battery out of the garbage truck to put it in the fire truck to go fight fires. And we realized that was not very efficient at all.
Absolutely. Kind of.
And as the police department emerged, we would buy used high patrol cars from the state for like about $600 a year. I mean, we spent probably $3,000 worth of maintenance on them.
Sure.
And that was not very good. So then we moved up to a better program with our police cars. So we have seen quite a bit of change in this town. We've seen quite a bit of business have moved in this town and out of the town, and it's been quite an interesting ride for the last 20 years.
I
see
bet.
the progress.
I bet. And Tom, you're on the town council now, right? And
Yes, I'm just selected to the second term, so it's a challenge. It's a great town to live in. Whenever you see people walking in the town and then they're not from here, they're always asking, is there houses available?
Right.
How do I move here? I want to be in Port Royal. It seems to be one of the more desirable areas currently. Very few houses are on the market, and when they are on the market, they sell very quickly.
Yeah.
So it's very good for the economy of Port Royal itself. You know, it's great, and you know, we just continue to want to grow.
Absolutely.
And not change, but grow and be better.
Absolutely.
I recall when Tom mentioned about people want to live in the town. I recall when no realtor was in this town, when people came to Beaufort County, Port Royal was never mentioned. They didn't even bring people to Port Royal. Now we have realtors that live in the town, have their offices in the town of Port Royal. So that's some of the changes I've seen over these 20 years I've been here.
Absolutely. Well, there's a lot of growth and there's a lot of activity, and we're going to talk about some of that growth and activity when we come back. So stick around for more 843 TV from the town of Port Royal. Sing.